Alright, welcome back everybody, this is GTM. I'm just going to be doing a quick, I don't want to say quick, but I'm going to be doing an Illustrator trace of Master Shake. And I'm going to be actually using this character to import into Flash for a character, lip syncing, video tutorial. Or, creating phenoms for characters. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and launch up Illustrator here. Now, Flash has some really good tracing tools in there, but I just wanted to give another, show another way to my students on how to trace, characters with Illustrator. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go to File, Place, and we're going to place our image of Master Shake here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just scale that in by holding Shift and Alt for uniform. Alright, there you go. And I'm going to go ahead and double click this just so I can name the layer. It's Master Shake. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just bring down the opacity on that layer. That way we can see through it. Say 25 is good. And I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is actually trace out his body here. So I'm going to go to my pen tool here. Turn off the fill, and I'm just using the stroke here. Got my pen tool. 0.1 sounds pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer, and we're going to call this one his, I double clicked it, and we're going to call it his body. Alright, as you can see, I'm starting right here. I'm going to click. I'm going to click over here. Hold down. Just so I get that Bezier curve. And if you notice, if I hold Alt, and click right there at the anchor point, it'll reset. And then I'm going to just come down here. Let's get that right about. That looks pretty good. Click Alt. And let me use my space bar to pan up there. Click and hold down. Alt. And then let's go ahead and close this out. And there we go. We got like his body down right here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and just take this path, flip this, so I can fill it in black. Take that top layer, I'm going to edit, copy, and then edit, paste in front. Now you can see I have two of them on top of each other on the same layer. Alright, but I'm going to take that one, change the color to his white, and then with my white arrow, as you can see I got the white on top of the black, I'm actually going to click here and mess with his line variations right here, just to make him a little thicker on his lines. There we go, something like that. If you highlight with your selection tool, if you highlight over them, if you take it to the opacity here, you can bring that down and just kind of, see where your lines are at if you want to be a little more accurate. Not that that really matters, but I mean, you'd really have to zoom in here. That way we can actually take our white arrow and then really adjust these. But for now, I think what we got is pretty good. Alright, and by the way, if I go to my magnify and hit Alt to minimize that, spacebar to pan. Alright, now since I got these transparent, I can highlight them back and then just reset this to 100. Everything looks okay. So now we're gonna do his top, and his top right here, I am going to go ahead and go around it and then just right through behind it. So we're actually gonna put the top, or we should call it his lid. I'm gonna put it right behind his body. So all right, now back to my stroke here. Let's make that black. And my fill, I'm going to go ahead and just X that out or close it out. Get my pen tool, click here, there. Let's go ahead and drag Alt. No, I'm not alting yet. Alright, let's go ahead and reset that. Go here, and then let's go just right through here. There we go, something like that. And then I'm going to take this, we're just going to flip it. Now I'm going to take this, edit, copy, edit, paste in front, and let's switch this back to white. Let me change that color. Now we have white. And I'm going to zoom up on here with my magnifying glass. And then we're going to adjust, I'm taking the white sub-selection, I'm going to take the white arrow and just kind of bring these down a little bit. There we go. And now to get that one part right here on the lid, let's go ahead and just minimize out of here. And I'm going to take the body layer, just hide it. So I'm just working on the lid. And let's go ahead and highlight this. I'm going to take my opacity down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and recreate this little pen stroke right there. And I guess we can just probably just take the pen, flip that back to black here. And then I'm just going to kind of draw one right here, one right here. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Take my pen, reset that, then I'm just going to click over here and let's I guess I should, it's kind of moving out all over the place on me. I think that did the job. Alright, that's good enough. And then I'll just fill that in like that. We'll flip it. Now it's black. So we got something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab everything. Let's unhide everything again. Let's grab everything here and probably reset it and see what happened. Okay, maybe we need to, let's move this down. No, you know, I guess I could just let's hide this again. Let's actually, we should make this a little thicker, I suppose. Just grab our path here and we'll make that a little bit thicker. Maybe we'll bring this back out somewhat. And let's see if we can reveal that now. Let's position this. Just so we have the illusion. Oops. Bring that down. Yeah, I guess that works. Something on the lines of that. Alright. Alright, we're going to continue. Let's do his hands right here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put that under his body as well, or we can put it behind the lid. I'm going to create a new layer there. We'll call this right hand, I suppose, right hand. And that will be this one. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom up on his hands here. There we go. And let's go ahead and just, you know, I'm going to hide everything else. I'm going to click here. Let's go right about there. Oh, let's flip this, the stroke, and I'm going to go ahead and reposition that to about right there. That way I can round it off a little bit. And we'll go right about there. Let's go right on the outside here. Yeah, let's get a little more accurate with this. Let me flip that back. Alright, we're going to go from here to about right there. Well, I better do this in 2 strokes. 1, and reset that, then we'll go over here. Something like that's fine. and then I'll just close it off. It's good enough. My Alt key. Alright, let's take this. Let's just go ahead and fill it in black. I'm flipping it over. Take that. Edit. Copy and edit. Paste in front, and we'll make this kind of a yellowish color. Whoops. Not the stroke, but the fill. We'll make that about something yellow, I guess is fine. And let's go ahead and zoom back up into this, and that way we can adjust these strokes right here. We can probably get that to be a little more there. Alright, something on the lines of that. We can probably bring that in. Oops. Like that. Probably over here as well. Grab that. Maybe even bring that in. And same thing right here. I'm just grabbing the, I'm taking the white arrow and just grabbing the tops here. And let's go ahead. Something on the lines of that. That looks pretty good. Let's actually bring this last point back further. And we can probably round that one off slightly. There we go. So that looks good enough, I suppose. Alright, then you know what, if we want to, if we want, we can actually take this and I can copy it, edit, copy, I can just, or hold down Alt like that, and then we can turn it over. Something on the lines of that. That's another way I can do it, and I think he's pretty much symmetrical in some way. Oops. At least he looks it. I could be wrong. It looks slightly a little bit different. I mean, but just to save time on this, maybe that works. Maybe it's just arced a little bit. That's close enough. Just to get the point across. Alright, so we'll double click this and just call these hands. Alright, so now we're going to hide everything. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this straw out of the way. And we'll put that behind the lid. So I'll make a new layer. We'll call this the straw. Alright, let's zoom up on this. Alright, I'm going to take my stroke here. I'm flipping that so it's going to be black now. And we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to do this in sections. So I'm going to do the first part here. I'm just going to, if I click right there, we'll go about right here. Or rotate that. Oops, I want to make that a stroke and turn off the fill. There we go, and then we're going to go right over here. And we'll close that off. Just, whoops, something like on the lines of that, or let me go out a bit. You can't really see that yellow, the yellow line, so I might change that. The way we do that is whatever you're drawing on the layer, just double click on this, or double click your layer, I guess, and you can change the color. We'll go like a red, and that should change our stroke color, or the line that's laying down as we go in red. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and continue. To make this kind of easier on ourselves, I guess we could check this out. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this in black. Oops, let's click on him. Let me grab, there you go. And it looks like I have locked. We'll lock everybody else. I'm gonna grab him, just fill him in black, just like that. And then if I have to, I'll just grab that and then bring down the opacity. And then we're going to use a regular ellipse tool, and I'm just going to draw right on top of that, I suppose. And we can actually, I think that's kind of close to it. Something on the lines of that. Let's go, and then we can make that a little bit wider. Just like that. Alright, so, and that can be pink, I suppose. And we'll go ahead and draw this portion right here, and we're just gonna, you know what, I think we can just make that pink itself. So let me bring this off, because we're gonna actually place that in front of it. So this is gonna be filled in black. Alright, we're gonna take this, edit, copy, edit, paste in front. I'm gonna make this kind of pink, or something like his color. That's good enough. Guess I could sample it off that. Alright, we'll go ahead and adjust this now. Now the paths here, right on top, so this is a little thicker. Oops. Go ahead and get that a little rounded. And we can probably bring that slightly down. There we go. We could take this guy. And let's go ahead and zoom up on him. I'm just going to kind of bring that down a little bit, just so we get the idea. If I have to, we can actually take this and just bring that out. Something like that. We could probably take care of this a little bit better. Oops. Just bring him out. There we go. Something like that. Oops. Let's go ahead and bring him a little tighter. And so we don't have to get too accurate, just so you get the idea. Alright. Zoom out. And now we got to take care of some of these other parts here. Alright, we're going to finish out this straw here. I'm going to go ahead and take my magnifying glass, just zoom up on that. Alright, let's go ahead and we can keep this on the same layer. So I'm going to go ahead and probably what I'll do is I'll click and create this behind it, so it doesn't matter where exactly we put this. And oh yeah, let's make this a black stroke. And whoops, let's flip that, turn that off. There we go. And then I'm just gonna come over here, something like that. Maybe over there. Whoops. Let's reset that. I'm using Alt, by the way, to reset those points. There we go. And you know, we'll just go ahead and close it off, something like that. That's fine. Let's go ahead and fill this in now. I'm going to flip that, and I'm going to edit this, edit, copy, edit, paste in front, and we'll go ahead and just take the top one right here and just sample off this one, just like that. And what we'll do is we'll take these two right here, you know, since they're on top, and we're just going to right click, arrange, and we'll send it back. Oops, I'm sorry, arrange, send it back so it's behind it. Then we take our white arrow here and we can just adjust that accordingly, or how we need to. And you know, this looks good enough for me. Oops, let's go ahead and tuck that in a bit. Yeah, so we got something like that. Alright, let's do it again. Take the same thing, you know, let's flip that, make that a black stroke. And we'll go ahead and just start drawing this one right on top. Don't matter. Whoops, let's flip that. I don't know why I keep doing that. And then we're just, you know, obviously send it the back again. Let's bring him a little bit further down. There we go. And let's just close that out. Whoops. Hold down Alt to reset that, and then just bring that out. Something like that. Alright, let's fill this in black. I'm going to flip that. Grab this. Control C. Then we can go Control V. Oops, we better Control Edit Paste in front, which would be, or Paste, Control F is what we want. Alright, so that's right there. We'll just grab the top one, sample this. Let's grab these two, right click, arrange, send it back. Take our white arrow, and then we'll just adjust this properly here. Just so we get some line variations or whatever. Just some strokes in there. Alright, so that looks okay. And we'll do the same thing right here. Let's flip this back to black. Whoops. Did it again. Alright, there we go. And we're just going to go ahead and click and just draw this out here. And I'm going to rotate it right there, or arc it out. Let's go ahead and just something like that, and then close it off. Let's flip that. Take this, edit, copy. Let's, we can hit Control F, paste in front. So you see we have two. I'm going to take this and just sample this, and then we can actually take these two here. Just right click, arrange, send to back. And there you go. We have something on the lines of that. Good enough. Alright, well, we're going to finish the last part of the straw. Alright, and I'm just going to go ahead and take this. And we can build it right on front. It don't matter. And we're going to go right on through here. Oh, let's just go ahead and use the pink. Close that off right there. And, I can flip that. Oh, we'll make that black anyways. So we got something like that. Alright, so we're going to take that, edit, copy, Control F, or paste in front. Take the top one, as you can see we got it. And we can sample this, and then take our white arrow. Or let's actually, here, I'll show you, we'll do it this way. We'll just take our white arrow, and then we'll just send it back in a second here. There we go. And then we can take this right here and arrange, send it back. And there we go. Alright, so now we have his straw right there. Go ahead and lock that. Let's go ahead and take that out. And of course, if we really want to get in here and make these thicker and stuff, let's unlock that. You can adjust those if need be. And so forth. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock that and zoom back out. And next thing we're going to probably work on is his eyes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and work on Master Shake's eyes here. So I'm going to actually take my move tool, right here, selection tool I should say, and I'm going to unlock everything besides the Master Shake trace, the reference image. We'll highlight everything, and let's just bring down the opacity so we know exactly where we're drawing our eyes. And of course the eyes, we can actually, we can put it right on top of the lid. And, well, actually right on top of the body, so let's just go ahead and call these eyes. Alright, so I'm going to zoom up on here, on his eyes here. There we go, this should be good enough. Alright, Let's go ahead and flip that, and we're going to make this black. Alright, let's take our pen tool. And we're just going to go ahead and draw close right by his eyes here. Something on the lines of that. Oops, let's get all the way there. And this looks pretty symmetrical, so we can probably copy these over. Oops. Alt to reposition that, or reset that, then we'll just go right here. And then we'll close it out. Something on the lines of that. Oops. Alright, so now we take this. Let's go ahead and, we can fill that in black, just like that. Control C to Control F. Now we have two. And we can actually make this one, top one, white if we needed to. Oops. Not the stroke, but yeah, the fill. And let's take off the... Yeah, we need that to be filled in black. There we go. And we can grab this now, make it white. That's what we wanted. And then of course we can come in here, if we needed to zoom in even more on that eye. And we're just gonna do something like that, and bring this down, I guess, slightly. And there we go, we got Master Shake's eye. Let's bring him out. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom out. Alright, we can possibly just, oops, we don't want to move his body. Let's lock everything. Let's just grab his eye here. If I want to get a little more accurate, let's go ahead and make these thicker. Oops. Make sure I got those. Something like that. And then we can probably highlight those. We can edit, copy. If we need to, we can, or not edit, copy. Let's just hit Alt, drag. Oops, let's grab both of them like that, and Alt, drag. And we can go, I believe, Object. I believe there's a transform edit. I'm sorry, maybe it's edit. I believe we can transform it here somewhere. Object, kind of like Photoshop. Oh, there it is, right there. Transform, and then we can probably either reflect, I think, and horizontally. Oh no, it's vertically. I'm sorry. Object, transform, reflect. And we'll go vertical, just like that. And if we want, we can just line that up there. Something on the lines of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and reset everything and see how that turned out. And then I'll just, unlock everything here except for the bottom one. Highlight everything, and let's just reset. So there we go. If we wanted to, let's come in here and fix this portion. I'm not sure what's going on right here. We could probably just tweak that out a bit. Probably by just bringing the whites right here. Yeah. Then just kind of arrange that a little bit. Kind of blend that in there. And then we can probably bring that, it's not up, but and then let's bring this one back. Just like that, and then we can probably tuck that one in. There we go. That looks pretty good, and I guess that's good enough. Alright, then let's go ahead and lock that back all up, and then I'm going to get rid of this eye right here. And then let's just copy these ones again. Alt it over, Object, or Transform, Reflect, and let's go vertical. And place him where he needs to be. I think that's about right. Let's make sure we can unlock everything and just kind of grab that and bring it down. It looks like I put them right in the same spot. Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and reset everything. And you know what, I guess we can like get his eyes in, I suppose. His actual eyes. And I'm gonna lock everything here. Let's create that layer. So we call these like his iris or something. Let's zoom up. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just we'll go ahead and fill that in right there. You know, we'll just keep the fill on. Yeah, let's reposition that and then close it out. There we go. And if we have to, we'll just take that, alt it, object, transform, reflect, vertical 90. And then we'll just put that one right there. And then I guess we could highlight those and bring those down. And then we can copy and do the whites here. So let's just go ahead and switch that to white. And we'll have to reset that. Use Alt. That looks good enough. Bring that one over here. Let's flip that. Object transform, reflect, vertical. There we go. Alright, let's unlock everything. Oops. Unlock everything and take this, reset everything. Alright, he looks good enough. Alright, we're going to go ahead and finish up his shading, I suppose. So, alright, I'm going to highlight all these and just bring down the opacities here. And we could probably bring that all the way down, and I can probably just lock those and then create a new layer. Call it shade. Oops. There we go, and then I'm going to kind of just zoom up a little bit right there. And let's go ahead and take our pen tool. And you know, I can bring down the point stroke size if I needed to. Alright, so we're going to click right there. Click and drag, maybe about right there. Looks pretty good to me, I suppose. We don't have to get too accurate. We could probably bring that up slightly and then maybe just come over here and do something like that. There we go, bring that around, or just reset that point. Let's come here, click, and then we'll go over here. Let's go about right here. Something on the lines of that. That looks good enough, and like I said, we don't have to get too accurate with it. There we go. And let's just go ahead and grab him, probably flip him in black. Alright, so let's go ahead and highlight everything. The mouth we're going to do separately, so we're about to make his phenoms in the next video. Alright, so let's grab all these. Let's just oops, yeah, let's make sure we have everything. Oops, there we go. Let's take all this, highlight everything, reset everything, which I think we did. Yeah, there you go. And let's just I believe this was kind of, I'm going to select this color or this one and just kind of go with like a, I think it was an off blue. Let's make sure we flip that though. We just want the, oops, we don't want the stroke. Whoops. No, I'm getting all out of hand here. Let me grab this. We don't want the stroke here, but the fill we do want to be like a blue. And if it helps, what we could do is just unlock the master shake layer, bring it out, rebring, you know, all the colors here, and then we can sample off these colors. So for example, I can grab that, take my magnifying or my eyedropper, select that to match that up. We can go right here, select this, and then we can probably match it up with that. Maybe grab this pink, you know, maybe all the pink. So if I hold down shift, I can grab all these. And let's just sample this pink right here with the eyedropper. So now if we go back, you can see it matches, at least color-wise. Alright, for the hands, let's just go ahead and grab these both. I'm going to hold down shift, and we can just take this and sample this yellow. Right? I believe we got that right. There you go. Alright, so the mouth we're going to do separately, so I'm just going to go ahead and hide that layer. We're going to save this out here as an Illustrator file. We'll just call it Master Shake. There we go. And then what we'll do is, the next video what we're going to do is we're not going to do his mouth because we're going to create his phenom chart. And we're going to take those and use them in Flash. Alright, hopefully this little demonstration helps you out for any of you guys wanting to trace some characters in Illustrator. But notice how we did everything in separate layers from, you know, we have his hands, the straw, just in case we want to animate these. There's the body, the eyes, the irises, and of course the shades. So, alright, I'll catch you next video.